What's up, guys? It's Serge over here. I wanted to help a few people out in my comment section asking me how I get my quality in my videos. So I wanted to give you all a little tutorial. So for the first thing you'll need After Effects, and you'll also need Magic Bullet Looks, Sapphire, and Boris FX. Now I'll have all those programs in the description of the video. They're really not that hard to install. Once you download one of the programs, there'll be a file within it, and it's going to be a notepad file, and it'll give you instructions on how to install it, but it's really not that hard. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to get your clip, and then you can cut it down to whoever you want. And then if you want to say if you want to like chop your video a little bit, you can type over here and do Alt, and then it'll use one of the bracket bars. So if I do Alt and then the right bracket bar, it'll cut it right there. And if I wanted to do it the other way, I can use the Alt and then use the bracket bar and the left bracket bar, and then cut it that way. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna keep it how it is. And so the first thing you want to do is compose your clip. Now on your keyboard, you wanna hold Control Shift C, and then over here you're gonna want to click Move All Attributes into the new composition, and we're done with that. And so the next thing we can do is we can add an adjustment layer. And so you'll go up here to Layer, New, and then Adjustment Layer. Now, the first thing you always want to add to your color correction is a sharpen. And here, I'll go over here and show you. So we got a few options over here. There's S Sharpen, which is the main ones that people use. There's Unsharp Mask, and then there is Magic Sharp. For the sake of this video, we'll just use S Sharpen. The other ones are a little bit more complicated, but if you go on YouTube, you can probably find a more detailed tutorial on them. So over here, we have the sharpen amount, which basically determines how sharp the video is. So say if I put this to 3, you can see the difference. Like you can see everything pops a little bit more. Everything, it has a lot more lines. But usually I don't go that high. I'll put mine around like 1.25. And I'll go down here to small details. I'll put this at 2. And then medium details, I'll also put that at 2. And then I'll leave this alone. And here I can show you the difference between the sharpen and without the sharpen. You can already see it makes your video look a lot better. And so the next thing you can add to your video is called a fast film glow. And what this basically does is it makes everything around the scene glow, like in the background. I don't know if you can see it or not, but these lights over here in the back of the plane, hold on. You can see the difference a little bit. Now, if you have a really bright video that's already bright, I wouldn't recommend putting the glow intensity that high. I'd probably go around like 35, around 40. But if you have a video like this where you can't really see it that much, I'd put it around like 50 or like 55. So I'll put mine at 55 and leave it like that. And so we're gonna move on to a thing called Magic Bullet Looks, which is the main thing that people use for their color correction to really set up their video right. And so we're gonna go over here and type in looks, drag this onto the adjustment layer, and then we're gonna want to click edit. And you can see over here we got a bunch of options. If you go over here near looks and you can click this, they have a few pre-built-in color corrections over here. And you can see how it just gives you, if you didn't want to do all the extra stuff or making your own like color correction, you could probably use one of these. But for the sake of this video, we're going to go over here and create our own. So all you want to do is click this tools button over here, and we have a few options over here. And you can play around with all of them, honestly. I recommend anyone that just wanted to start their color correction to just play around with these and see how they work. So for the first thing we can do to this video, we can use a spot exposure, which is over here. You want to just drag it down right here. And so we'll have a little circle over here. Now the circle in the middle is what's going to be bright, really. So if I go over here to stops, this determines how bright or how low I want. So say if I want it a little bit darker, you can see in that middle circle it gets a little bit darker, but if I want it brighter in that circle, I just raise it more. So for the sake of this video, we'll go around 1.2. Let's see. And you can see the difference. It makes it a lot more brighter. It brightens the video up a lot. And another thing we can add is we can add a LUT, and we can add a lens vignette. So for the lens vignette, it basically makes a black circle. This, you see the circle in the middle. It makes everything around it a little bit more darker. And so usually I'll keep mine around like 50 or like 55. But it definitely like helps your video out a lot. And I'll show you the difference if you can see it. But you can see the black circle around it gets a little bit darker. Now, another thing that you can use too, and a lot of editors use this to use a LUT, which is kind of it's a pre-built color correction, but not as effective as these ones over here, or not as it doesn't really do as much as these. And so usually I'll use like Emlo or Dade or Blue Unity. But I would honestly just look through these and see what you really like. For the sake of this video, we can use Emlo, and you can see the difference. Yeah. Then we can click done over here, this check mark, and now I'll show you the difference between the without the color correction and with it. So just click over here, this little eye button. And you can see it makes your video pop a little bit more. And you can always, look through these effects and just play around with them. Just add random stuff and see how it looks. And now once you're done with your video and you have everything that you need done, you want to click enable frame blending and enable motion blur. Now the reason why you want to do this is because if you ever make an edit and you're going to do a Twixtor or slow down your videos or whatever, if you don't have these enabled, it'll make your video choppy. And so you always want to have these on no matter what. And so once you're done with the video, you just want to click or hold Control M, go to best settings, go to time span, and click length of comp. And we're always going to use the comps rate over here. So you just want to click over here. And now for the output module, and this is very important. This just determines how good your video is going to look. You want to go to format, go to QuickTime, go to channels, use RGB plus alpha, put audio output on, and then go to format options. Now mine is already on Apple ProRes. You always want to use this one right here. Just cancel that. And then pretty much you're done with the video. You'll just usually click output and type in the name of the video and render it, and everything will be done. Now, if you have any questions or whatever, just leave a comment down below and I can help you out. Just, yeah, thanks for watching.